So we're actually doing a panel about the impact of digital storytelling within education. So looking at it from a couple of different lenses, I have 3 different panelists that I am so excited to have on my presentation. It's Johnny Paselka, who's the Executive Director of the Texas Association of School Administrators, and he's going to be talking about some of the work he's been doing with visioning. He's got a vision for the future of public education in Texas. And I have Ann McMullen, who's the Executive Director of Education Technology in Klein ISD, and this woman has been doing amazing things in digital learning in Klein ISD, and so having her talk a little bit about using digital tools and how you can make an impact and go from local to national impact with the things that you're doing. And then finally I have Torrance Robinson, who's coming down from Dallas, and he started a nonprofit called The Compelling Why, and it's all about taking organizations and kiddos and bringing them into a space where they're able to sit in front of people that are just like them, or have a similar background to them, but now are in really prominent positions within their community. So each one of them are going to talk about a different aspect of how you create really meaningful digital storytelling within the education space.
And it seems like digital storytelling is kind of the new catchphrase. You know, a lot of people are talking about it. Even LeVar Burton's his little keynote was on storytelling in the the new technology, emerging technology context. So, what is it that separates digital storytelling from other means of communication?
You know, it's funny. Really, the purpose of the panel that I'll be giving, my component and the part that I'm really going to be speaking on behalf of, although I run a creative media group, but we live in digital all day long, it's really going back to the roots and the principles, which is kind of taking from where LeVar spoke yesterday. What makes a good story? How do you really understand what your message is? How do you really make sure that you're being relevant to your audience in a way that makes a good story first? Digital, then, you add that onto that, and that just gives that really great story legs. It gives it a new distribution, a new way to get it even farther, expand its reach. So when people say digital storytelling, it's going back to the roots of storytelling. It's our native language, but then taking that and making it have more impact because we're able to make it in a digital format that can go far beyond than our spoken word with one another.
That's awesome. I love that it's our native language. That's a perfect quote right there. One more question. So if you have somebody who's either in the education context or whatever, there's different contexts for using digital storytelling.
Sure.
What are some tips that they can use now to integrate good storytelling into their communication?
Okay, so tips that people can use to integrate good storytelling into their communication.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of going back a little bit to what I was saying earlier around, everybody gets so excited about these tools. It's all about, I've got this new camera and my iPhone does video and I can edit it this way. I've got all these great newfangled buttons and gee whiz things that I can put into the thing. And we get so focused on the tools that we forget about the story itself and the message itself. So I would, my tip, as it always is with new clients or even with my team, is what is the goal of what you're trying to communicate? And who is it that you're trying to communicate with? And if you can get really clear about communication objectives and really clear about who you're communicating with, then you can start to weave a story together that's relevant and meaningful and actually will create impact. Long before you've decided all the gee whiz, great little whiz bang things that you can do with your technology and your tools. So that would be my number one tip, is take that moment before you get into the exciting world of digital storytelling and make sure you got a good story and you understand what you're trying to do as far as communication.